First time trying this. I've had a lot of people suggest I do it instead of using the USB-C cable to connect the A7S III to the gimbal for a remote start-stop function. I can use Bluetooth, so allow connection from device. Paired. So now I should have run stop here and probably a few more functions. What I'm gonna find out is every time I turn the camera on and off, how quickly do they charge, or do they connect? Do I have to repair? Because this would be nice not having a cable. All right, you wanna see what I'm always complaining about of Florida humidity? So this lens is clean. Let's take it a few steps outside and this is actually the first client I ever got from Production Hub. For those of you wondering how long it takes to get a job from Production Hub, my experience was a month and a half. That was the first lead that I got matched to me. And this company is in charge of setting up for conferences. So with that one job, I paid for my Production Hub membership for the year. And then a couple months later, they came back and gave me probably the biggest payday that I've gotten till today. And now they're coming back a third time and having me film more of their setup. So they're in charge of like these walls, the LED screens, a lot of the setup for conferences. And the cool part is it was a 4-day gig, but the first 2 days I was on the Mini Cooper gig that you can see in the previous vlogs. So I contracted Adam because Adam was gonna fill in for me on the second half of the Mini Cooper job. So now that I'm back here, I can do the other 2 days. I was able to retain the client, keep the project, and subcontract out the first half. So that's one of the big benefits of getting the first job with the company is you are now easy to hire, right? You did a good job the first time, and since they are based out of state, they don't want to have to go through the rigmarole of finding and vetting new vendors. They know that what I do works, or if I subcontract someone like Adam, they're taking my word because I already produce good work for them. They trust that the person that I subcontract will also produce good work. And Adam did. He crushed it. He's in, I think he's in Seattle today. He's finishing up the Mini Cooper job, and I'm here. But I was able to get multiple repeat jobs from the same client just because of that one initial inquiry from Production Hub. And now they don't even post on Production Hub anymore. They just email me directly. Just finished filming the registration booths behind me, and I got a nice email from Google, who owns YouTube, saying I made $324 on AdSense views last month. So that's nice. I also got another email from B&H because now I have B&H affiliate links. It was just over 100, so it's like almost like $500 and just having these links on my YouTube channel. And remember, the short-term goal that I have is I want all of these YouTube payments, affiliate links, blah, 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 the small incremental ones to pay for my rent. Once that's achieved, oh, it's gotta be game on. But I want to experience that, being like, wow, YouTube pays for my apartment and eventually my mortgage. I don't know. Now with the Florida market, there's so much inventory. Prices are starting to come down. I don't know. Houses could go down a lot. But I love my apartment because the fees and just the cost of living is so low that I kind of don't want to jump into a house. I don't want to have insurances and maintenance. I can save so much money while being in a renting situation right now, and just less things to think about when I rent rather than home owning. That whole headache is kind of being avoided right now. And the beauty of social media is I can just ask into the ether and get immediate results. So my question was, do you rent an apartment or townhome? Do you own a condo or townhome? Or do you rent a home or own a home? Now, granted, most of my audience is videographers 25 and up. So the results,
really kind of surprised me. Half of the entire audience rents an apartment or townhome. And I thought that was interesting because I fall in that category. The 7% is really interesting. They own a condo or townhome. This is interesting for Florida because we just have a new law passed that says all the reserves have to be met for these associations, and a lot of people are getting hit with tons of fees. So the next one, renting a home. I know a couple people that rent a home, and oddly enough, they don't have a family yet. They just like the space. Of course, it's a little bit higher rent. Now, this is the part that is interesting because it's a large chunk. 32% own a home. And every now and then, one of my peers or my buddies is now falling into this category. But I would like to know, when did they purchase the home? What interest rate did they get? How much are they paying on maintenance every year? Or if they've sold, if this is their second home. Let me know where you guys fall into these categories as well.
I'm not gonna lie, these shots are boring AF, so I'm doing my best to be as creatively, just be as creative as possible. So in this one, the people that I need to film are actually in the back, and I'm not supposed to film these people because they don't have the branded shirts, but I can use their feet. So if I follow their feet in, just as a way to bring the viewer into this shot to make it somewhat interesting, that way I only focus on the employees. There's a little jerk there, but it makes it more interesting other than just grabbing wide shots with no foreground because, like I said, it's kind of boring right now. But these people want interesting stuff. Oh, I kept filming. Yeah, that's another thing, and I'm just continuing to film and then find more action. And it also helps if I'm far away and then walk slowly into people's view rather than just get close to them and then pop the camera up. So I like using the cable with the gimbal, but the issue that I run into all the time is when you have a cable plugged into the USB-C of an alpha camera and you hit playback, it doesn't let you playback. You have to unplug. It thinks there's like some video output happening and therefore it cannot play it back. It's a limitation of the camera. But wireless, I can just hit play, show the person the clip, keep rolling. I don't need to, put the gimbal in my arm, unplug the cable. It's just way easier. It's completely empty. I'm gonna assume everybody went to lunch. I love that I can charge this easy, especially because battery companies keep sending me batteries. This is a golf club holder. You see a ton of these whenever you fly in Orlando. A ton of people travel here for golfing, and obviously we're not at a golf course, so you can use it for other purposes. And I've thought about this for my longer stands and tripods. So this one has a semi-hard back on the lower with wheels. It's got handles to grab here and then a handle on top that you can use to lean and roll like normal luggage. And I have seen these in hard cases too, but if I did put my tripod in here, I could just wrap my fluid head in a towel or something, wrap it in some clothes, and I believe this checks on as normal luggage dimensions. I'm not sure, someone let me know. But that would be a great option because most travel cases, I'll call it, that are big, that allow for large stands like this, are crazy expensive and in my opinion not worth the price. But being in Florida, there are so many of these for sale at garage sales and Facebook Marketplace, so it could be something that I use if I need to travel with my longer stands, which I would prefer those over like the small lightweight travel ones that can't really hold the lights really well. Well, that might be the easiest $1,300 I've ever made. And always, always, always remember to ask your client for parking validation.